Hello. As always, technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. How's audio, guys? Pommy, mommy, hey, hey, hey. Is audio good? Is audio good? Check, 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 check. Good. All right. Hey guys, I'm gonna do a live, just a real quick one to talk about moderators and my platforms. So it has come to my attention. I'm gonna wait just a second, let everybody get in here. Glad to see you guys. April, hey Villain, yeet yeet. Broke crowd's in here. Hey MM, how you doing? So I'm gonna take this off because it's too thick. That's not gonna happen. That's too thin. All right, we got a little crowd in here. You can watch later. So it has come to my attention that I had set up a whole bunch of new moderators and people that I had seen here regularly. And I don't get to see the chat as much as you guys do because when I'm doing a live, normally I'm pretty busy and on scene and trying to focus on what's going on around me and narrating and keeping safe and all that kind of stuff. But it came to my attention that my event in Louisville, some of the moderators were banning people like crazy and spamming and just kind of abusing that role. And I did not know that. I was not aware about that at the time. Apparently, they were ejecting people out of the chat. And if any of you are watching this right now and you've been banned from the chat, I'm going to try to work on erasing some of that if I can. I don't know how to do that completely. But sorry, I was unaware that was happening, and that was not something I wanted to happen. So I don't have the time to go through all that, or the patience, or the knowledge, or the organization. But I do have somebody that does all that very, very, very well. So my original moderator from Twitch and from YouTube, she's known as MM. And she's a great person, got great, amazing organizational skills, and is somebody I trust and I've met in real life, and I value them. What a great, great person MM is. So I'm declaring that MM is boss mod. She's the boss mod now. And so I'm going to go through, because I don't have the time to go through and search through it all and deal with everything at the individual level. I'm going to delete all the mods except for MM. And then MM is going to add them back as she deems. So I know most of the mods are great mods, and you guys are doing a great job, and we'll pop you right back on there, but it's going to be up to her. She's got more of an eye. She's in the chat more than I am, so she knows there's a couple crazy people that I added to mod, and she knows who they are more than I do. And so I don't want to offend anybody. The easiest way for me to do that was to I'm going to delete everybody as mod, and then she is going to add them back as she deems. So I think most of my mods will be added right back on. But that's going to be up to her, because there's a few of them in there that are just causing shenanigans and not going. And so if you're not a mod already, you can look into the description of this video and look at ways to contact MM on Twitch. She's Zombiekillagurl. There's a email in there, Zombiekillagurl, and you could reach out to her and let her know that you'd like to be a mod. She's going to handle that for me. She's been gracious enough to do that for me. And again, those of you that are my mods, thank you so much. I know some of you are great and you're doing a good job, but the easiest way to do it the most streamlined way to do it was just clear the board and restart. And so I'm going to let her take care of that. So please don't be offended if you're one of my mods right now and you're going to get taken off and then put back on. Because if you're a sane, normal person that's doing a great job, we're going to pop you right back in there. But it's just easier to plow things down and then rebuild it at this point. So thank you. So again, if you are a mod or you want to be a mod, just hit up the description of this video and let MM know that you'd like to do that. And those of you that are mods and do a lot of work in here and put your time in, back on there. Please don't be offended if things don't work out right. On that note, I want to thank you guys. The last couple of months for me has been so chaotic and just overwhelming. You guys, I'm a hot mess. I'm not a refined, trained person in all this. I literally went out the first night of the riots with my iPhone and just started filming and looking for myself and just watching what was happening. And it blew my mind. And I kept growing and growing in interest in developing my abilities to film what's going on and also trying to figure out what I'm trying to do and what my purpose is. And one thing I've come to recently is that I'm not a journalist. I'm not. I'm just simply not. But I'm not saying that I don't do journalism. Journalism is a tool that I use for my bigger purpose and my goals. I definitely am trying to film things and not spin things and show things for what they really are. I do give my biased opinions, but I'm not trying to paint a picture that's untruthful to create a narrative. I will give my opinions. I try not to turn the camera away from things, even that might look bad for my beliefs. Recently, we discussed with some of my streamer friends about how the Patriot side has been kind of, not the whole Patriot side, there have been factions within the Patriot side that have been acting like the rioters and intimidating people and attacking people unnecessarily and looking for a fight and causing a fight. And so I'm showing that too. I'm trying to show that unbiased. And so what I think I am, and granted, I'm not declaring myself some profound person, I'm just describing the way I think and the goals and what I want to do. I am a philosophically minded person and a theologically minded person. So I am a philosopher and a theologian. Granted, I'm a yokel philosopher and a yokel theologian because I have no formal education in those. I'm just a layman, and I'm fine with that, and I'm going to keep moving forward with that. So what my platforms are right now, I've been wanting to come online and be a public presence for several years because of the things in my heart and the things that I see in the world and the things that I want to speak on. And you've heard that saying, strike fear into the hearts of men. I want to strike hope into the hearts of men. I want to share my journey in seeking God and seeking truth and seeking what this reality is all about that we all woke up in. And I want to document that and I want to share it with you. I want to eventually start going through books with you guys and give my opinions on them and my critiques on them. And I'm gonna eventually start I'm at a loss for words right now. I'm kind of brain farting. I'm going to do a systematic through the Bible, and I'm just going to read the Bible, and then I'm going to give my thoughts on it and give where it's leading me and what I think about it. But ultimately, my goal is to find truth and to share my journey and my search with people, to share the things that I find encouraging and hopeful with people, and to strike hope into the hearts of men. I want to call out things that are nonsense and that are hurting society. And I'm going to be offensive sometimes, just like you guys see me the last couple days, triggering people like crazy. But so I'm not going to stop doing what I've been doing. I want to keep documenting these events. I want to go. I'd like to try to go into the riots some more and keep documenting that stuff. One thing that people have tried to peg me into is though I'm like a crime investigator, or that I'm out there trying to capture Antifa and Black Lives Matter crimes on video so that I can put them in jail. I do want those people that are hurting people that are stealing from people and destroying people's property. I want them to go to jail. I want them to be held to justice. I do. But I'm not taking the role of a detective or a police officer. I am just, when I show those things, it's just because I see them. I'm trying to look at what's happening truthfully and trying to share what I see. I am not out there with the goal to try to get people arrested. I do want the people that are committing crimes and hurting people to get arrested. I want them to be held accountable. But that is not what I'm out there doing. I'm not out there trying to gather evidence and put these people away. That's not my role. That's a good role. Everybody's got different roles. I don't do everything. My role is to go out there and look and learn what's happening and to share that with you. That's what I want to do. So I've been wanting to clarify to myself and to my audience of what I'm doing. Because people get mad at me when I'm giving my opinions on society sometimes. And you know what? If you're upset with that, you don't have to look at my platform. I mean, I love that I have a platform now and I have so many people following me and willing to listen to my voice. But honestly, if me speaking what I think is true is going to turn people away, turn away, go away. Let my platform die. Let all my followers go down to zero. I don't care. I want to seek truth and I want to speak what I find to be true. And if that causes me to lose my platform, good. Don't care. Do not care. I'm not going to stop saying what I think is true, and I'm not going to stop looking for truth in order to please people. And if that hurts my ability to have a platform, oh well. Oh well. Don't care. So that's my rant on all of that. So I'm going to look at the chat and interact with you guys for a minute, and then I'm going to talk about some of the current events that are going on in the last couple of days. So feel free to throw some questions up or some statements up, and I'll try to check it. Thank you, Palmy Mommy. So Jason Dodge wants to know what my next event is. Can I talk about it? Yeah. So, there's that, should I say and should I not? Am I going to draw bad attention if I announce things? I am flying out to New York City in the morning, and me and Preacher and a couple other Patriot crowd from the Northwest are going to go film the events at 9/11 at Ground Zero. I've never been there, and I'm super excited, and I'm a patriot, so I'm super excited to go on such a tumultuous time to such a meaningful place on a meaningful day. So I'll be at Ground Zero on 9/11, and we will be showing you what's going on there. Originally, Como said he wasn't going to light up the area like they've been doing yearly, and that's why a lot of patriots were going to be going there. But now it's said that they are going to. Alarm for my laundry going off. So, be at NYC on Ground Zero, guys. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are able to watch the stream. I hope something meaningful happens, and there's a spread of patriotism through the country. I'm also looking for the day after 9/12 because that's a meaningful day to me. That's the United We Stand Day. So the tragedy happened on 9/11, but if anybody was there alive and can remember that day, you remember the next day because there was an overwhelming spirit of patriotism in our country that day. Everything that had a flag on it in any store was sold out, and people were waving it and showing their love for their country. And everybody was just so united, and we cared about our brothers. Everybody was so polite to each other. It was an amazing day. If you could remember that day, it was beautiful, and I hope to see that again in our country. Never forget the first responders and the lives lost. Many questions left unanswered from that day. Uh, I watched 9/11 live on TV, and it struck me very, very, very deeply. I remember that day and all the emotions that came through and all the questions. And one of the first things that came to something's weird about that. So we're not gonna go down that rabbit hole on this stream. I'm not gonna go down the 9/11 rabbit hole, but it was a powerful day and burnt into everybody's memories, and it was confusing. No sound. I think everybody's got sound, so it might be your end. Got a super chat here. Sunshine sends $10. Sunshine, we were just talking about you today with my boss mod. We were saying that you might be a good person to be a mod. So if you'd like to be a mod, reach out, look in the description, and reach out to MM, and I'd love to have you as a mod. Visiting Ground Zero is a very emotional, but also amazing experience. I appreciate you, Villain. Thank you, Sunshine. Attune Flux says, I didn't know what it meant to be patriotic back then. I love my country, though. I understand that. Jean Nance says, I agree with what you've been saying the last few days, and it's caused me to self-reflect. So I assume that you're talking about my villain nature and bringing up super controversial topics. I don't want to get too much into that, what I've been talking about the last couple of days, but because I want to write on that, and I want to get my thoughts very, very refined so that I can speak powerfully on it. In short, I think one of the biggest things that's hurting our society right now, and if you watch my interviews through the last months, you see a lot of people that are hurting. A lot of the rioters didn't have fathers or didn't have good fathers growing up. And in my opinion, we celebrate single motherhood too much in America. And I understand women are lonely and they have such a burden on themselves. They have to take care of children, they have to go to work. Sometimes they work multiple jobs, and it's hard. And also they're scared. They've got their children and they're scared to bring potentially dangerous men around them. But there's too much worshiping of single motherhood to where they don't feel, from my perspective, single mothers don't feel enough pressure to find a father for their kids. The state welfare system enables them to have their economic needs met, and I don't want to go down that route right now because I want it to be very, very. People are roasting me so hard. The single mothers are coming for me so hard right now. Single motherhood is not good. It is not good. Children need a mother and a father. That's where I stand, and I don't care if you hate me for it. Children need a mother and a father. If a woman finds herself as a single mother, that's very sad. But if she stays a single mother perpetually while she has children, there's some behavior that needs to change, some values that need to change. And I'm not saying that men don't have their problems, but I think society does a very good job of bashing derelict men. Nobody's silent on hating on derelict men. Nobody. But we have this weird thing in society where we celebrate single mothers. You're so strong, you're so empowered, you're such an independent woman. If you have children and you're a single mother and you don't actively try to get them a father, I think that is incredibly selfish and harmful to the kids. It hurts children. It hurts children to not have fathers. It hurts children. It hurts children to not have fathers. Do we care about children? Do we care about them? It hurts children to not have fathers. We need to break that cycle in our country. We need to break it. That's all I'm going to say on that for right now. So I'm going to change the subject, and we're going to talk about the wildfires. So there are some... I'm going to read a chat real second. So we're going to jump into the wildfires. So wildfires going all over the country right now. I was in Denver the other day, and the cloud was covered in wildfire smoke. And then I get to Oregon shortly after that, and the cloud is thicker, covered in wildfire smoke. I just spoke to some people tonight, excuse me, that were from Phoenix, and they had a vacation on the Oregon coast, and they were evacuated. The area of Otter Rock, north of Newport, South Lane City, Oregon, was being evacuated. I'm not really up on all the evacuations. I've also heard that Roseburg is evacuating right now. Roseburg, if you don't know, is a city it's a town in southern Oregon. It's basically inside a forest. It's a forest town, and there's evacuations going on all over the place right now. Like, fires are really, really bad. I have seen at least one confirmed report from an officer that a 36-year-old man. I started a thread on my Twitter at VillainReport. 36-year-old man was intentionally starting grass fires. We've seen evidence that the snack van, the Rioter snack van, was in Tillamook area, forest area recently. We don't know why that happens. I don't even know if that's related, but I'm suspicious of those guys anytime I see them. And I tweeted a weird picture that someone sent me of Portland last night. There's I think it was a bathroom, and they were spray painting the bathroom, and it said something blah blah blah, start fires, I believe is what it said. There are rumors going around that Antifa is organizing the intentional setting of wildfires. I don't know if that's true. It's all rumors, but it's kind of questionable that all these fires all over the country started all at once, and usually fire season is a slower buildup. I'm going to ask you guys to interject on that. Let's hear your thoughts on all this, because I don't want my speculations to run wild here. I mean, am I wrong? Usually, every year when we have fire season, it starts like maybe one or maybe multiple spots, but it starts slowly. But from my perspective, I also don't watch the news and the weather, so granted, but my perspective, this just came out of nowhere, and it's massive, and it's all at once, all over the country. This does not seem like normal wildfire season to me. Jan Nance send me a $20 super chat. Thank you. I very much appreciate that. David asked me a very vague question. Do I believe in global warming, climate change? I believe that climates of the earth change, and I believe the earth warms and cools. If you have a more specific question, I'm glad to answer that, but I'm not going to just um, be baited into being on the opposition of something. So if you want to make a claim about something, I would gladly discuss that with you. Jason Dodge, says he follows a good fire. That is definitely true. Ralph Banta says only Antifa covers their face. You need to check your philosophy and your beliefs there, because that's simply not true. There's all kinds of people that cover it. Tim Asuna asks, "What do I think will happen after the elections?" I don't know, dude. I don't even know. Things are so crazy right now. Buy food, stock up on food, and stock up on protection weapons, defense weapons. That's what I say. Captain Deplorable says Intel says Antifa started fire. So I don't know. Um, Things are weird and questionable, but I don't want to say for certain something unless I know it for certain. A Tune Flux says doxing is not a minor thing. It can ruin people's lives. Protecting identity is wise for some occupations. I agree. I think that there needs to be a national doxing law that has heavy crimes, criminal penalties, and it needs to be a felony. I will reveal myself at some point. Actually, I'm starting tired of all this stuff. It's kind of fun. It's kind of a novelty, and it's kind of part of my brand and the mystery of villain. But this stuff's kind of tedious sometimes. So I'm not going to go back into that. Well, I mean, debate. I think that climate change has some to do with the unpredictable fires. Well, David, I'm not saying you're baiting, but there's a way that certain sides use language today, and the left side of political thinking uses language. They'll label things way that they try to control the narrative of that conversation by the label. So when you say climate change, we know politically and culturally that you're talking about man-made climate change. But they don't call it man-made climate change. They call it climate change. So that when that discussion happens, it's naturally led towards the left side. So are you saying that you believe man-made climate change is causing wildfires? Stream's buffering big time. Sorry, can't really do anything about that right now. Maybe I can. Let's see if I do this. Let's turn off the Wi-Fi. Okay, I turned off the Wi-Fi, so maybe my phone will stop trying to use Wi-Fi. Refresh if buffering chat. Yeah, I can't refresh on that. That's not really an option. There's not just a refresh thing you can do. Am I still buffering it bad? Not buffering me. All right. So the next thing I want to talk about real quick is just I want to thank you guys. I just want to thank my audience and all the people that watch me, all of you that have helped me out. I'm gonna pause here. Jim Southern just sent me $100 super chat. Didn't even like want to message and put his advertisement up there. He could have said anything and just threw the money up. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. That's just incredibly generous and kind of you. Thank you, John Southern. I really appreciate that. So I want to thank you guys. Perfect timing, John. Um, for those of you that have done many, many things for me, those of you that have liked, subscribed, and followed me, those of you that have helped my platform grow by sharing it, those of you that have helped me financially to buy equipment and to cover traveling expenses, those of you that are modding, those of you that send me messages and encourage me, and sometimes I start questioning what I'm doing. Like, you guys don't, maybe you do understand. Like, 3 months ago, I just start filming this stuff because I'm curious, and then I find out that other people are interested in what I'm filming, and I get caught up in an atrocity, and I film that, and that messes me up, and I start streaming in the riots, and then I get targeted and attacked, and this platform has been building and building and building. Sometimes it's so surreal that I start questioning myself. What are you doing, you weirdo? You're dressing up in costumes and you're talking to people online like you're some authority or some person that knows something. And I don't. I'm just an average man. I'm your average local yokel person. And sometimes I start questioning myself like, what are you doing? You're just being crazy. And then somebody will send me, like, it's usually like perfect timing. Somebody will send me like a really well articulated email or message saying that I helped them see something that they didn't see before, or that what I'm doing is encouraging them, or that they think that what I'm doing is valuable. And honestly, you guys, I'm not being cheesy. When you guys send me thought out encouragement words, it means a lot to me. It really does. So I want to thank you for all that. And I want to talk about the donations. And so I appreciate your guys' donations, and I'm working on other ways to support me, like t-shirts and merchandise, so that it's not just a donation and it's more of a commerce and it's a back and forth. But for those of you that are donating to me, I want to ask you guys, if you're giving out of your hardship, if you don't have very much money and you're trying to give, please don't. If you are having a hard time paying your bills, if if you don't have a lot of extra income, if you don't have a lot of disposable income, please don't give it to me. Please don't give me out of your tight resources. That's no mean to offend anybody at all. I'm just saying that I will make it. I will survive. I will figure things out. I will struggle and I will get through things. But if you have small finances right now in your life, don't give them to me. Please don't. Keep them for yourself. Take care of yourself first, please. I don't want people to be giving to me from their needs. So I appreciate the donation and the generosity, but please do not give to me before you've given to yourself. Please. I do love dog videos. Flex says, but you can send him dog videos. So if you're low on funds and you can't help me, don't even bother apologizing for not being able to help financially. Don't even go there. Just send me some dog videos. Hashtag doggo. Aroo. Hashtag doggo. I like dags. Start a news network. Captain Implorable sent the $20 super chat. Thank you, my friend. So I'm going to start writing a little bit more because I think that's a good platform for certain ideas. To sometimes to express a hot topic, it's better to do it in writing than in speech, because it takes a little bit more effort to read something than it does to listen to something. So that when people are more emotionally driven to um, offense and reaction, uh, it's slower to happen when they have to read it rather than just hear it. So. So I'm going to swing back around. I'm not going to dive into it again, but I just want to clarify. I love women. I am not a misogynist. In no way do I deplore women or look down on them at all. I think women are amazing, and I think that they have their unique talents that they tower over men in. I love women. Depending on the definition, the term chauvinist, maybe I am to some extent a chauvinist. If that means that I hold some traditional values, then maybe that's true. If that means that I'm bad to women, then no, I'm not a chauvinist. But I love women, and I want to empower them, and I want them to have the lives they live. I want them to have the freedom to choose their own life. Going on in our country, like, I don't need no man. That's some BS. BS. Or that a single mom doesn't need a husband. We don't need a man. I'm an independent single mother. I do it all. No, you're hurting your children. If you have children and you're a single mom and you're not trying to get them a father, you're hurting your children and you're being selfish. That's I don't care. Be offended. I don't care. I care about children, and I care about the facts and reality, and things that look good on the surface, like, oh, in reality, that hurts children. It hurts them. And I don't want to see children hurt, and I want our country to get better, not worse. So I love women, but that doesn't mean I have to lie to them or live in a fantasy land to support them and care about them. I don't have to lie to do that. I can tell the truth and love women. Pommy Mommy says she's been married for 38 years. That's pretty impressive. Every once in a while. It's getting pretty rare today, but you'll see those people that have been married for like 70 years. It'll blow your mind because that never happens anymore. That used to be the norm, but now it never happens. But those that sustain a long-term marriage have achieved something pretty impressive in my books, I think. So again, if all you single mothers out there that are roasting me, if you're watching this, I'm not against you. I don't have anything against you. I don't think you're necessarily a bad person. Maybe some of you are. Who knows? Some people are bad. And just because you're a single mother doesn't mean that that takes you out of the possibility of being a bad person. Some are, some aren't. But I'm not saying that single mothers are bad as a whole. I'm saying children being raised in an environment with one parent, a single mother, is not the ideal situation. Children deserve mothers and fathers. And so I caused a lot of controversy about that the last couple days, and oh well. If you're gonna hate me for what I'm actually saying and not for what I'm not saying. So if you're gonna hate me for what I actually believe and what I actually say, have at it. Go ahead, do it. Cool. You hate me. But, just hate me for what I am. Don't hate me for what I'm not. Muhahaha. Sage Garden says, why hide the face? So that I don't get doxxed. That's why. What's Mac Miller, love Mac Miller so sad? What's that mean? Did he pass away? Katie Cakes. Love villain. Thank you. I like that name. Katie Cakes. That's cute. Mac Miller committed suicide? Oh man. That's sad. That's really sad. Sorry to hear that. I liked some of his videos, and I kind of liked his presence and his message. Oh, that's really sad. Dubster Brian says 7 Antifa arrested for starting fires. If you actually have source and evidence for that, please go to my Twitter, and I've got a post on a thread about the wildfires. Please add any evidence or links you have to confirm that. Oh man, that's really sad about Mac Miller. I liked that guy. He seemed like a quality man. Did he have family and kids he left behind? Central Scrutinizer. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Single. That's really sad. Well, on that very sad note, let's change the subject and talk about something else. I don't really want to dive into suicide talks right now. So, I am going to fly out in the morning. For those of you that didn't hear already, flying out in the morning to NYC, and I'm going to be live streaming and filming 9/11 from Ground Zero. I'm looking forward to that. Josh Ozo says, "What's your advice to single dudes?" You guys don't know, but I have met this Josh Ozo person in real life. He's quality. He's a good guy. Um, and I don't really shouldn't be telling advice to single dudes because I'm a single dude. And if I could give myself advice that I didn't get, I would say if you're a single man, work hard, 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 and build something when you're young. Like the minute you get out of school, build something hard, and question the value of college. Like actually sit down and do the math and like project 20, 30 years out and see how much it's going to cost you to go to college and how much you're going to lose not going to work and what field you're going to go into. See if you're actually going to get a financial benefit from going to college or if it's actually not going to help you financially. Build something, work hard, lay a foundation so that you have a solid factory of income in your life that's going to produce income. And then once you have that going, find the most beautiful woman that you can convince to like you and have babies with her. But work hard and build something. Build some kind of machine, and I'm speaking metaphorically. Get a good career, um, become a tradesman, do something, build something, get skilled at something to where you can have a good income coming in. Think about what you want. I would suggest having lots of babies and a beautiful wife, and work hard, 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 hard to create a strong income to where you can provide them with a comfortable and safe life. That's what I would. That's what I wish I would have been told as a teenager. If I had a wise man, that's what I would have want him to have told me as a young boy. Work hard so that you can provide comfort and safety to a beautiful wife and lots of babies. I don't know that there's anything better in the world than a family. Yeah, I really have sorry for all those men that have been dragged through the family court system. The way that our country treats fathers is is really really sad. Men aren't perfect, but you shouldn't have to be perfect to be able to be around your children. So sorry for those guys out there that are becoming debt slaves to alimony and child support and not allowed to see their children. Sorry for that, guys. All right, I've been on here for longer than my short live that I was planning. Gotta get ready for tomorrow and the flight. Anybody else have a quick topic you want to bring up? Something different? Jonathan Taylor says, Jonathan Taylor? Are you Jonathan Taylor Thomas? Possibly GTT? My best advice is to learn a trade, do something with your hands, learn about investing in mutual fund, no other passive income, build a great foundation. I was homeless for 10 years taking care of my father. It's an interesting story there, man. What kind of snack do you take on the plane? Um, I am a fly by the seat of my pants kind of guy and not planned and organized. I like to be that type A guy that has all my clothes folded the same and everything's in its perfect spot. But in actuality, I am the disaster and a hot mess. And so whatever is in front of me as I'm getting on the plane will be consumed, or I will sit on the plane hungry and wishing I had planned. Mac Miller, the lady here in chat, is like uh, showing a lot of love and respect to her husband right now. That's awesome. I wish more women were like that and just take the time to publicly adore their men. Airplanes are so cramped. Oh my goodness. And I'm a pretty tall guy. I'm slim, but I'm bigger than a lot of guys. A lot of people think I am. They always think I'm a tiny guy. A lot of people are surprised when they meet me that I'm taller, but it's not fun being a tall person on an airplane now. It's like I can't even, like I dropped something on the ground while in my seat in the airplane the other day, and I could not bend down. I couldn't fit to reach my arm down on it because it was such a cramped little spot. Jay Tree says he wants one of the air masks, but they said no. Yeah, they try not to give those out on the plane. The oxygen mask. Nope. MM says I thought they were seating everyone at the seat in between. Nope. The one of the flights I flew on was packed. Every seat was taken. What's new chat name host dude? I don't know what that means. I also have really broad shoulders. That's frustrating sitting on a plane because I'm like, okay, try to shrink a little bit and don't be so broad because I'm squished up with people. Sage Garden, what do I says? What do I call you? Starting me, call me a villain. Don't forget my laundry. Thank you, Em. I think you're starting to know me. I would have forgot it. I gotta get my laundry. What time should you tune in for 9/11? I'll schedule an event on YouTube, so it'll come up. I'm not sure what time we'll be starting that morning, so I don't know yet. Need more plaid shirts. Oh, you think you're funny, Freulian Dressy? You're making fun of me because I'm a white guy and I like to dress like a white guy and wear plaid shirts. I like my plaid shirts, thank you. Ghost of my soul says, white, really? Yeah, that's kind of like what white guys dress like. I mean, I was heckling a female comedian one time at a comedy club in Portland a couple years ago, and uh, she opened herself up for it. But then she started trying to roast me for having a plaid shirt on when she's like, "Oh, look, a white guy with a plaid shirt on." I was like, "Yep, I'm dressed the way people dress in Portland and the Pacific Northwest." Good joke, good joke. All right. If anybody else has anything else to say real quick, any questions real quick, I'm gonna get off here in a minute and get all my stuff gathered. You can see my unpreparedness, and that's the part of the room that I allowed you to see. The rest of the room is pure chaos right now. Got to get all my gear ready. Mac Miller says girls dig the plaid lumberjack vibe. The report says I sent via message on Twitter about the 695 arrested, or the arsonists arrested. Paisley, like this, a bandana. Yeah, family courts. Family courts are not a wonderful thing. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it. I want to shout out to John Southern again for that $100 super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's much appreciated. Thank you. So you guys can look in the comment description if you'd like to be a mod. Reach out to my wonderful original mod. She's boss mod now, and she's gonna decide who she thinks is appropriate to be a mod, and maybe who she thinks isn't, and maybe if you're a person that doesn't necessarily fit the mod role, maybe we can find like a research position for you if you want to help out. But I think most of my mods on here right now are doing a great job and awesome. And like I said, I'm going to delete all the mods, and then we'll pop them back on as she determines, because there are some mods causing trouble, and I don't have the time to go through and figure out exactly who's doing what. And so she's just going to take over that for me. So if you would like to help me out in mod, pop in the description. There's some links to MM's contacts so that she can determine if you'd be a good mod or not. If you are new to this channel and watching me, you can check me out on Facebook, Villain Report. You're watching me right now on YouTube, Villain Report. You can check me out on Twitch, Villain Report. I haven't used that much recently, but I'm going to try to start multi-streaming again. And then also check out my Twitter at Villain Report. If you would like to help me financially and to pursue my independent journalism endeavors and also my search for truth and my sharing my journey in search for truth and philosophy, you can donate at Cash App, $Villain Report. Venmo is at Villain Report, and PayPal is thevillainreport@gmail.com. If you have something like a file or something you'd like to share with me and send to me, you can reach me at my email, thevillainreport@gmail.com. Again, thank you all that have helped me in the last couple months, whether it be financially, modding, information, links, sources, encouragement. I'm really, really thankful for all of you guys. I really appreciate that you have given me the chance to have this platform and given me the grace to be a hot mess and a yokel and to see where I go with this. Thank you so much. And be ready to watch a group of patriots hitting ground zero in New York City on 9/11 and live streaming that. It's going to be a bunch of us there, a bunch of known names. So, thank you guys. You guys have a great night.